Hello guys, how are you? I hope you're fine. Welcome to my channel with GR of Talents. And in today's video, we will look at the democratic politics chapter, the electoral politics. So we have already seen in the previous videos of the overview of the chapter as well as why do we require elections in India. If you hadn't watched them, don't at all get worried. Watch it right now. The links are in the description. I prefer you to watch them so that you would understand these more better. So in today's video, we will look at why do we need elections? What is the main reason? Elections take place regularly in any democracy. There are more than 100 countries in the world in which elections take place to choose people's representatives. We also read that elections are held in many countries that are not democratic. We see it pretty frequently. In the previous chapter of the democratic politics also, we saw about Pervez Musharraf and many other parties such as PRA party and etc. But why do we need elections? This is the main agenda or concept that we want to know here. Let us try to imagine a democracy without elections. You can't even imagine it, right? A rule of the people is possible without any elections if all people can sit together every day and take all the decision. But as we saw in the previous chapter also, this is not at all possible with very large community such as Indian countries. India is almost the second country which is having the largest population. So it's very difficult. Have decisions on all matters is a quite big task for everyone. Therefore, in most democracies, people rule through their representatives. This is the most common form of democracy or a form of government. So, is there a democratic way of selecting representatives without elections? This would be the question in your mind. So, let us think of a place where representatives are selected on the basis of age and experience. Otherwise, a place where they are chosen on the basis of education or knowledge. So, what do you think? Education is important or experience is important? Comment me below in the comment section. There could be some difficulty in deciding on who is more experienced or knowledgeable. But let us say the people can resolve these difficulties easily. Clearly, such a place does not require elections at all, obviously. So, another question might be in your mind now. That is, but can we call this place a democracy? So let's find it out now. So how do we find out if the people like their representatives or not? This is another question that we have. One more question. How do we ensure that these representatives rule as per the wishes of the people? Another question. How to make sure that those who the people don't like do not remain their representatives at regular intervals and change them if they wish to do so. So these are the basically main questions that are very important that we can have in the chapter as well as in the exam. So this mechanism is nothing but elections. Therefore, we can say that elections are considered essential in our times for any representative democracy, mainly in a very huge populated country such as India. So in any election, the voters make their own choices. So, some of them are they can choose who will make laws for them, that is the representatives only. And the next one, they can choose who will work for the government and take the major decisions. They can also choose the party whose policies will guide the government and lawmaking. So these are the crucial things or the powers which the people have with them. So I hope that now you understand why do we need elections. So in the previous video, we saw why elections. So what is the basic idea of it? So we built a basement. So let's build a stories of the building. Let's jump on to the next topic now. So this topic is what makes an election democratic. So we have seen what is election basically. We have seen how do the representatives are elected by the people. that and all the powers the people have, and they're destined to choose anyone and choose any leader they want as a representative, as all democratic countries mainly choose this form of government or types of elections. So let's answer this another pretty good question, that what makes an election democratic. Elections can be held in many ways, as you have all might be knowing. So, all democratic countries hold elections, but most non democratic countries also hold some kind of elections. So, how do we distinguish democratic elections from any other election? So, we have discussed this question like briefly in the previous chapter. So, we discussed many examples of countries where elections are held. Do you remember them? Yeah, we have talked about General Pervez Musharraf right before. And also the Institutional Revolutionary Party that we saw in Mexico. So, but they can't really be called democratic elections. So, let us recall what we learned there and start with a simple list of the minimum conditions of a democratic election. So, remember these points, they are very important. Point number one. First, everyone should be able to choose. This means that everyone should have one vote and every vote should have equal value. So we have seen in the previous chapter also that every vote must have each an equal value. So in some countries, what happens is that the minority vote will have less consideration, whereas the majority will have more. And there are many other sets of example. Many countries have these types of elections. So the second point is that there should be something to choose from. Parties and candidates should be free to contest elections and should offer some real choice to the voters. So, this is not being applied in China. We have seen in the previous chapter that there is only one party, which is the Communist Party, and all the members should join only that party and not any other party. Point number three, the choice should be offered at regular intervals. Elections must be held regularly after every few years. This is also one of the major things because they must be regular, all the elections must be regular. Point number four, the candidate preferred by the people should get elected. So if you imagine that if you elect for one person, person number A, and the person number B comes to the power, it's really upset, right? And fifth point is that election should be conducted in a free and fair manner where people can really choose as they wish. So again, we can take the example of the Institutional Revolutionary Party, which is to force the teachers, to force the parents of the students to vote to their party, and all the government workers should come to the party meetings, which is really, really bad, I feel. And they used to even change the polling booths at the last time so that people can't vote easily. So these are some examples. These might look like very simple and easy conditions, but there are many countries where these are not fulfilled at all. In this chapter, we will further really apply these conditions to the elections held in our own country, India, to see if we can call these democratic elections. So in today's video, we answered major questions. If you want to learn the next part of the chapter with me, then please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel WIPGR of Talents. Thanks a lot for watching.